Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth video of our series on basic SQL tutorial. So in this video I would be covering one of the most interesting part about the SQL, which is to use the select queries in order to read the data from the SQL database. So I would walk through with each of the available commands and we will see how we can use those commands in order to solve some simple tasks. So let's get started. So this is the MySQL workbench in which we would be covering all the commands. We would be typing all the commands and we would be seeing their output one by one. If you haven't installed this in your PC, we have already covered this installation tutorial in the previous part of the video. You can just click on the link which is shown above and do that if you haven't done that. Otherwise, if you want to learn just by being a spectator, then also you can do that. Okay. So the first thing that we have done is we have created our own database, which is the Think Upon AI, which is nothing but my channel name. So if you haven't done that, don't worry, I'll also begin with you right now. So I'll delete my database. Okay, let's start together. So first we will create a database of our own. So I'll create a database using the command create database and I'll execute the statement. And then if I refresh it, we see that there is a database which is created. Now for this particular tutorial, I have created two tables and I have given the link for the tables in the video description below. So you can just download those two tables and just store it somewhere. Once you download it, we need to import those tables in our interface. So in order to do that, you just need to click on server, then go to data import, and in this particular interface you will see import from the dump project folder. Now click on these three dots button and select the location where you have saved the tables in a particular folder. So I have put in those tables in this folder and I am selecting this folder and click OK. Then you'll see there is already a database with the name of Think Upon AI, and if I select here, we see that we have created these two tables and we want to import them in our particular session. So once we have those two clicked, we go to import progress and we select start import. So it says import completed and we don't want to import again, so I'll just close this tab and I'll refresh it here. So you see there are two tables inside our database that are now for our tutorial. Okay, so we have created the database, we have imported the data into our database. Now we need to activate our database. So if we don't activate the database using this command use Think Upon AI, the server will not know which database is to use for the commands that are we using for. So if let's say I just run this command, you see that this database got bold. So now the server will know whatever tables or whatever commands we would be using in order to read the data from the tables, it has to search in this particular database only. Okay, so our environment is set up. Let's start with the basic select queries. So just keep in mind all the queries that we will learn today will be used to read the data from the SQL database and will not change the data or will not alter the table in any form. So to start with, the most basic query that we learn is select, which is a clause to select the columns that we want to select from a particular table. So first I'll write star command and I'll show you the variations to it. So select star from, then the table name. So let's say I want to use the table YouTube videos. Okay, I just select this and execute this statement, and then you'll see all the data inside this table is shown. So what this table contains? This table contains basically the YouTube videos that I have selected along with the channels that have published those videos on the YouTube platform. And we also have the year in which those videos were published and the number of likes that those videos got until yesterday. So we have the data shown here, let's also see the data in the another table. So we have another table under the name of video detail. So I just select this and execute, and you'll see the data from the table from another name. So in this table, what we have the video IDs column, which corresponds to the ID column in the previous table, and then we have the category of the videos that are corresponding to that particular video IDs, and then we also have the number of comments that are published on those particular videos. Okay, so now we know how we can see the data of different tables. But let's say I don't want to see all the columns from a particular table. So let's say I have this YouTube videos table and I want to see only the columns containing the name of the video and the channel who published them. So for that I need to see what are the column names. So we have select, I'll write the column names, title and the channel name. So I've written just the columns that I want to see, and if I run this, you'll see so we have another view in which only the title and the channel name is shown. Okay, so this is the basic queries. You can play with it. You can also use different columns from the table of video detail. So I have a column of video ID and the number of comments that I want to see from the video detail column, and if I run this, yeah, so you can see the column video ID and number of comments are shown. Also, one more thing to note, it's not necessary to always capitalize these commands. I can also write them into lowercase and run this command. You'll see still the command will run. Okay, so this is just for the visual beauty or the visual, so that I can easily see what clauses that I'm using since they are capitalized. Okay, so this is the command that we learned in order to take the data out from the table. Now we can add some variation to it. What if I don't want to see all the rows from our table? So I need to select which row I want to see or which row I don't want. So for that I have to add on a where condition to our query. So I have this query already which we studied. So we have all the rows shown here, but let's say I want to see the videos from the year 2023 and onwards. So for that I'll just add where, then I need to write the column which I'm using to put the condition on, then greater than 2023. So I want all the videos which are published after 2023 only. So I just run this command, you'll see now it shows me only the videos which are published after 2023. So we have all the videos here shown. So like this we can use greater than or smaller than sign, and you can play around with it and you can see for yourself how these conditions are beneficial for you. So if I use less than, it shows 2021 year and so on. So we have less than sign symbol, we have greater than, equal to, less than, equal to and not equal to. So we can also use not equal to symbol to see that all the videos which were published in 2023 will be removed from a view. See, you can see all the videos apart from the videos that were published in year 2023. Okay, so these are the basic operators that you can use to select the rows. Then we also have more conditions that we can use. So I'll write this query again with a where condition. Now we can use between and not between. So let's see what it does. If I write where, then the column name that the year should be between, let's say 2021, no, let's say 2023 and 2024. So that is the particular format that we have to use. We have to write where, then the column name, then between and are the reserved keywords, and then in between we have to write the values that we want to have it in between. So if I just run this command and see, so all the videos which were published in 2023 and 2024, including those end values, are shown here. The opposite case of this we can also do is we can write the command with not between clause. So if I do that, it will show me all the videos which are published outside of 23 and 2024. So these videos from 2023 and 2024 will not be included in these cases. Now there is one interesting thing. So I have written here year between 2023 and 2024. I could have done that here as well. Let's say I want to have year greater than 2023 and year less than equal to 2024. Now if I run this particular command, you'll see this command also shows me the same results as we have done here. Then what's the difference in between those? The difference comes when there's a text also based on which you want to put the condition on. So let's say in replacement of these integer values, I want to put a condition on a column, let's say channel name. Now I can't use an operator like this if I want to compare the string values. So here this between and not between clause will come into picture. So I can write that I want the channel names which starts with A or let's say P, and the channel names should lie in between these two characters. Basically the first character of the channel name should be in between these two characters. So if I run this, you'll see the name with starting with the J, M and E are selected because they lie in between those characters. Okay, so that's where the between command would be helpful in your case. Okay, going to the next part, we have in and not in clause. So let's see how we can use that. So again, I'll type in select star from YouTube videos. I just run this query and I let's say want to filter this data based on based on the channel name. So I'll use where channel name in, and then I need to create a list where the server will check the channel names are there in the list or not and will select according to that. So if I write, okay, I want the videos from J Klaus and Mr. Beast only to be shown. Okay, and I had to put the hyphen because it's a string value, not the hyphen but the commas. Okay, so if I do that, you see all the channel names with these two particular names are selected based on our queries. Similarly, if I do that with not in command, you can pretty much guess what would be the results. So all the channel names which were not there in these two particular names are selected. So that's how you can select the channel names using this in and not in clause. Okay, so going to the next query, which is to use like and not like. So I will again use, let's use another table now, video detail, and let's see what data it contains. So okay, we have video ID, category and number of comments. So I want to see, let's say the video categories which fall under the category of psychology. So I will say select star from video detail where category like, and then I'll select the name psychology. Okay, so if I do this, you'll see the category psychology is selected, and we can see what video IDs, what videos fall under those categories. Now also remember, this is not case sensitive, so you can just type in the lowercase as well and it will match that. Oh, what happened? Okay, so I'll just select and run it. So you can see it still selects those row values even if I have written p in the small case. Okay, so now we can also do that with not like clause. So you can pretty much guess what would be the result. So it will select me the video IDs which don't fall under the category of psychology. I don't like psychology, so I can do that using this command. And if I like psychology, I can do that with this command. So yeah, but now let's say you remember there was some category with the name of brand something. So now we can see there is a category under the name brand sponsorship, but let's say I couldn't remember what was the category that was there, but I need to filter that out. So what I can do is I can say where category like, and then I can write brand, which I remember. Then I remember there was some characters after this particular word, so I'll use the letter percent sign. So what percent sign does is it says, okay, whatever the characters are after brand will be matched and selected according to the query. So if I run this, you'll see that still I can see and select the brand sponsorship, and then I remember, oh, that was the word that I was looking for. So you can use these percent signs, and it would be helpful to you in many cases where you can't remember the actual spelling of the particular row data or the column anywhere. But just remember, you can use this percent sign and the underscore sign only with the like and not like clauses, and not with in command or not between command or between command. So let's see what underscore does. Now if I run this with this symbol, you'll see it hasn't selected any of the rows. Why? What underscore does is it signifies that there is one character which should be there after the word brand, and if it is there, it should match and give me the results. But we know that after brand there are many characters that are there that need to be matched, which were matched by the percentage sign. So the underscore sign only works where we know how many characters are there after a particular word, in between a particular word, or anywhere we want to match the number of characters. So let's try that with some other value so that we can understand that better. Okay, so let's use advice. Okay, so I'll say where category like advice, but I'll leave this last character and write the underscore because I can't remember the spelling of the advice clearly. Now if I run it, you'll see it has matched the row. But if I have used two underscores here, it wouldn't give me any output because there are no results with the two characters after the word advic. So I hope you understood the concept behind percentage and underscore to match the data. Okay, coming on to the next query, which is the distinct query. So we have again our table, and we can see the table data. Now we have different videos with the different categories, but what if I want to see the unique categories in my table? So for that I need to type in distinct and then the column name. So I want only the distinct categories from my table video detail. Now you can see all the distinct categories that are available. So there is no repetition in the values, and I can see only the unique values that are present in the table. So distinct is helpful in those cases. Okay, so now the next query is order by. So let's start with our basic query. So it's my personal habit to always start with the basic query and then print the table and then add on it the variations, but it's not helpful when the table is very large. So I'm doing it for this tutorial only. So okay, I have the videos details, with the categories and the number of comments. Now I want to order these videos in the order based on the number of comments that they got. So for that I'll use order by command, and then I can write in the column name order by number of comments. So if I execute this query, you'll see all the videos are ordered based on the comments in the ascending order, right? But what if I want to write it in a descending order? So for that there is a reserved keyword which is DESC, which stands for descending, and if I run this, you will see that the order has been reversed. Okay, so by default it's ascending, but we can also use this keyword to print the values in the ascending order. Okay, so we understood that. The next thing, let's say I don't want to see all the values but only the starting 3 values from my table video detail. So I can use this limit command and then add on the value for which my server will limit how many row values I can see at one point of time. So these 3 values are there which I can see, which was stored in the order they were shown. So I can also do that I can add the order by command. So I want the videos to be shown in the order based on the number of comments in the descending order, and then I want to limit them to 3 values. So let's see what it does. Now you see there are top 3 videos which I can see here. So I have arranged the videos based on the number of comments. So the video which got highest comments would be on the top, and then the videos with lower comments would be on the below side. And I have limited my data to 3. So that means I have selected top 3 videos based on the comments on that particular video. So that is one application of using this limit command. But let's use it with the offset command and see how that is used in these queries. So I again type in order by number of comments descending and then limit. So remember, offset is always used with the limit command. You can't use the offset command without using the limit command. Now what offset does is, whenever it wants to select let's say I have put 3 in the limit keyword, so it will select only 3 values, but from which value it will start counting its 3 values. So let's say if I write offset of 1. So you remember in the previous query we got the result where the first video was this entertainment category with these number of comments. But what if I don't want to start from here? I want to start from the next video. So I have created an offset in my query where the search will start from the next video onwards, so from the culture, philosophy, and then one more video should come, because I have put the limit of 3 values in my query. So let's run this. So you can see there's this culture, philosophy, and another philosophy video that got the highest number of comments. So that's the use of offset, where I can use it to offset my search for the number of values that I need to show. So that's why it's always used with the limit command. Okay, so let's move on to the aggregate functions. Now aggregate function, as the name suggests, is used to aggregate all the values based on some statistical functions that are already predefined in the SQL. So we can write select, and instead of writing the column name that we want to see, so first write the basic query select star from YouTube videos and run it. So when I use star, it selects all the columns, but let's say I want to just see the column likes. Let's also add the name of the YouTubers that got these likes. Okay, Now here you can see we have the YouTubers with the different videos and the likes that they got on their videos. But what if I want to sum the likes values for each of the YouTubers? Let's say if I use this sum of likes, okay, and I remove this channel name column, and now I run it. So you see it has summed me all the values under the column likes. But I didn't want to see that actually. I want to see the likes that each YouTuber has got up till now. So I want to sum the like values based on which YouTuber has those likes. So I can use this group by command along with this aggregate function to group them in a particular column name. So I can write select sum of likes from YouTube videos, and then I can add group by, and then the column that I want to group based on the aggregate function. So now what it will do is it will show me the sum for each of the channel names. But in order to understand it better, let's also print the channel name. Okay, so now you can see for each of the YouTubers we can see the number of likes that they have got up till now using this aggregate function along with group by. Okay, so you have different aggregate function. You have count, you have min, max, average, sum. So just like the sum that we have used, you can use another aggregate function as well. So let's see, I can use count, and then I can count the number of titles that I got for in my table. So see, it has counted all the titles that are basically all the videos that were listed in our table. But I don't want to see all the videos. I want to see the number of videos each YouTuber has posted. So again, I can group the number of videos based on the column title, and I can also print based on the column channel name. I want to see the number of videos based on each YouTuber. Okay, so I have grouped it based on each YouTuber. Now you can see that for each YouTuber we can see how many videos that they have published which are there in our table. Okay, so that is how aggregate functions can be used along with the group by command. But let's copy this command first, and let's say after having this output, I don't want to see for each of the YouTubers how many videos that they have published, but I want to see for the YouTuber Mr. Beast, let's say, that how many videos he has published up till now. So we know that in order to select the particular rows, we can use the where condition. So I can write where channel name equals Mr. Beast. Okay, but you see there is an error here. Where is not valid at this position. So whenever we have grouped our columns using these aggregate and group by function, we can't use the where condition onto this group columns. So for that we have to use this having keyword. So it will put the condition on those grouped rows, and then it will work. It should work. So if you see, it has selected the channel that I wanted to see, that how many videos Mr. Beast has published. Let's say I didn't want to see about Mr. Beast but about J. Klaus. So if I write this, you'll see it has put the condition. So having is always used whenever we have already grouped the columns using the group by commands. Otherwise we can use the where conditions just like we studied it before. Okay, so these are the first set of queries that we have learned, and let's try to solve some simple tasks with these queries. It would be interesting. So the first task says that we have to list all the videos from the channel JClouds in the order of year they were published. Now, if you are practicing with me, I want you to please pause this video and try it for yourself first and then continue watching the video. Okay. Now, in order to do this, I'll just start with the most basic query that we know of, which is this, right? So, but I want to show the videos only from the channel JClouds. So I know I have to use a condition, where I can just use where channel name. I can use like and equal both in this case. So I just write, I'll use like, and then I need to order the year in which the videos were published. So I can say order by year. Okay. So this should do our work. Okay, so we can see the videos that he has published 2 videos and in the year 2023 and 2024, and they are ordered in the year they were published. And that solves our first task. Let's get on to the second task. List the 2 most liked videos from the channel Pursuit of Wonder. Okay, so if you want to do it for yourself first, you can just pause the video. Otherwise, let's move. So what I do in the beginning is I just print the values, and now I need to select the 2 most liked videos from the channel Pursuit of Wonder. So the Pursuit of Wonder has these 3 videos, and based on the likes column I can choose the 2 most liked videos. So if you remember, in order to choose the 2 most liked videos, I need to first put the where condition on the YouTuber Pursuit of Wonder. I'm lazy, so I'm just writing the % symbol. It will match, but it's not always the case that you have one channel name with the Pursuit. You can have Pursuit of Wonder, you can have Pursuit of Happiness. So just be cautious whenever you use these % signs in your condition. Okay, so I have selected that I need the rows with this YouTuber, and I want to order the values based on the likes. And since I need to select the most liked videos first, so I'll order them in the descending order. So the most liked video will be on the top, and then we have the lesser liked videos. Then I want to show the 2 most liked videos. So I can do that by limiting my rows to 2. Okay, so I hope you are understood. I hope you are getting it, like why we are using each of the commands for each of the questions that we are seeing. So you see, we have the most liked video on the top, the lesser liked video below. If I haven't used this limit command, let's see what would have happened. So it would have shown me all the videos in the order of descending, because we have used the descending keyword here. But since I have to show the 2 most liked videos, so I'll just limit the values to 2. Okay, so that solves our task 2. Great. So the next task is to list the 3rd most liked video. Now if you remember, we can use the offset keyword here. So I'll use the same command, but instead of showing the 2 top most liked videos, I can offset it to and then limit value to 1. So what it will do is, instead of selecting these 2 videos, it will offset them and will ignore the top 2 videos because of this offset, and then will go on to the 3rd video. And since I've written that I want to see only 1 row, so it will select the 3rd video and stop there because of the limit of 1. So if I run this, it will show me the 3rd video with the likes of 5100. So this is the 3rd most liked video. Okay, so that solves our task 3rd as well. So let's go to our final task of the first section. So I want to list the channel names along with the highest liked videos for each channel. Okay, so I know that I need to list the channel names. along with the videos that they got. So I can select the column channel name from YouTube videos, and if I just run this, you can see it's printing the channel names that we have got, but it says I want to print the highest liked videos for each channel. So if you remember, we have used group by command where we can use for highest liked videos max function. So I can use the max function on the column likes, so it will select the maximum value in the column likes based on the column channel name. So it will group the channel based on the maximum likes. So if I run this, you see for each channel it has grouped all the values inside the likes based on this function max likes. So it has selected the maximum likes video and then shown here in the rows. So you can also see here with the, if I show the title as well, I don't know if I can see the title. Okay, it gives me another, so I can't select the title here because I can only see the column which I have used to group the rows. So I can only use this command to see that this channel has some video with the maximum likes of 3000. So that solves our whole task for the first section. In the next section, we would be working with multiple tables at one point of time. So it would be more interesting now. Okay, so let's understand what are join commands. If I write select star from YouTube videos and select star from video detail, so we know there is one table YouTube videos along with these values. We also know there is another table with these values under the name video detail. But what if I want to merge these tables in order to see the data from both 1 and table 2? So for that we will use join command. So we have different type of join commands. We have inner joins, we have left join, right join, and outer join, which is also called full join, full outer join. We'll see each one of them here and we'll understand where they are used actually. So what inner join is, let's say I will write the basic query that we know. Okay, and if I run it, so I have the title, channel name, year, and likes. What if I want to see the number of comments that this particular video got or this particular video got on YouTube? So for that I need to take information from the table 2 as well, which contains the comments on each video. So if you see, we have this column number of comments which is linked based on the video ID. So the video ID in this table and the ID in the YouTube videos table are linked together. Again, we have already discussed about primary key and foreign key link in the previous videos. If you want to understand that better, you can just click on this link and watch that video, and let's continue over here. So I'll say inner join. So I have used the table YouTube videos. Now I want to join this with another table, video detail. Okay, so I used inner join for that. But based on what basis I want to join, so I need to write on YouTube videos dot id. So the column in the table YouTube videos should be matched with the column in the video detail, which is the video ID column. Okay, now if I run this, you will see that both the tables are joined. So we have ID, title, channel name, likes from the first table, and then video ID category, number of comments from the second table. Also just remember in your mind that if I write select star from YouTube videos, so the YouTube videos table would be on the left hand side and the video detail would be on the right hand side of our final view. Okay, so since I have selected star here, so it's showing me all the columns, but let's say I need to select just the title and the number of comments that particular video got. For that I can run this and see we have got the videos that we had and the number of comments that those videos have on the YouTube platform. Nice. Okay, so let's solve this particular task in order to understand it better. So I need to find top 3 most commented videos. Okay, so you already got the idea why do we need the information for multiple tables, let's say in this particular scenario. Since we have already printed the title and number of comments using this command, you have the idea how you can solve the task. You can just pause the video and try to solve this task. And so we need to find the top 3 most commented videos. So I can again write order by, then the column on which I need to order the value, so which is the number of comments. Since I need to find the top 3, I need to order it in descending order, then I just need to select the top 3. So I have to limit the rows to 3. So if I run this, you'll see these are the top 3 videos which are watched, which are commented upon on YouTube. Okay, so this is how we can use inner join for our example. There's one more thing. Since we are using 2 tables here, it's important to define what column is title used from. Sometimes we have confusion, like this title column could be from table 1 and table 2 in some situations. So in order to have that distinction, we can also write YouTube videos dot title. Okay, now the server will know, okay, it has to take the title column from this particular table, and it will run successfully. Okay, you can see the results same as before. So it may be important in some situations, but since we only have title column here in the table 1, we don't have to make that distinction, but it's always good to have in practice. Okay, so we have understood inner join. Now let's understand what is a left join. So let's understand it in hand with a task. So we have a task to find the YouTube videos that are assigned to any of the categories. What does that mean? Okay, so let's understand. First, let's see the table data again. I don't know if you have observed, but in the table video detail, you can see the video IDs from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up till 8 videos. But what if I see the data in YouTube videos? There are only 7 videos that are shown. So we have data about the 7 videos, but we don't have the data about the 8th video, which is in some random category. So if I use this inner join, it will not show me the row 7. Okay, let's print all the columns to understand it better. So you see the IDs here are only up till 7, but there was also data about video ID 8, which was there in the second table but not in the first table. So inner join is uses the intersection method. So we have table 1, we have table 2, and whatever data is intersecting from table 2 and table 1, that means whatever data is there in table 1 as well as in table 2, only that data will be shown using inner join. But what if I want to see the data from the video detail, which is the table 2, which was not there in the table 1? So for that, I can actually use another join command, which says instead of using inner join, I can use right join. Why right join and not left join is because I want to select all the data from the table 2 which is on the right hand side. If you remember, I have already told you that if you select the data first from this table and then join it with another table, so the table that you have selected first would be on the left hand side and the table that you have selected after that would be on the right hand side. Just have that picture in the mind. And now if we want to select the data from the second table which was not there in the table 1, then I have to use a right join because second table is on the right hand side. Okay, that's just a visualization to help you understand this left join and right join that we have. Okay, now if I run this command, you'll see the data about the row which was not there in the first table is shown. So even in the data, even if the data was not there in table 1, if it was there in the table 2, and that was also shown because of this right join command. Let's say if we have an opposite case, so you understood we have to use a left join command. It's that simple. So here we have to find the YouTube videos that are not assigned to any of the categories. Okay, for that we need to first delete a particular row. So you'll understand that in a while. So I need to delete from YouTube videos, delete from video details from the table 2. Now I have to delete. Okay, where video id equals 1. So what I'm doing is I'm deleting the data about the category number of comments from the table 2 based on the video id of 1. So the video id of 1 is this video. So I have the video details about the channel, year, likes, but I don't have the details about the category and the number of comments it has. So you can see that the command is successful. If I just print the second table, you'll see there is no data about the video id of 1 which we have deleted recently. And since we don't have that information, if I use an inner join command on that new table, you will see there would not be any data shown about the video id 1 as well now, because there is no data about it in the second table. And inner join is always showing me the data which is present in both table 1 and table 2. But since I have to see the YouTube videos that are not assigned to any of the categories in the table 2, I have to see them. So for that I'll use left join. Why left join? Because the table that contains the data about video 1 is the left table, because I have used the select command with the YouTube videos. So I'll say select star from YouTube videos, left join the other table which is video detail. On what basis? On basis that YouTube videos .id should match with video detail .video id. Okay, so if I run this command now, you'll see the video 1 is also shown here, and it doesn't have details about category, and that was the task as well. So I had to find the YouTube videos that are not assigned to any of the categories. So I have found all the videos even if they are not assigned to any of the category. But if let's say I want to select only that particular video that is not assigned to any of the categories, then what I can do is, instead of showing all the rows, I can use the where condition with a null value. So I can say where id where category is null. Okay, that's another keyword that I haven't shown you before, but you can learn that this keyword is used to check if the column is particularly have null value or not. So if I run this, you can see the column with the column category where it has a null value has selected that particular row. So now Now I know this particular video doesn't fall into any of the categories and I need to assign the categories to this video. So that solves our task 6. Okay. One more thing, let's see. What if I change the order of the table? I say video detail as my first table and YouTube videos as my second tables. So if you have already guessed, now you have to use right join to again solve the same task, because the table YouTube videos is on the right hand side now, because it has been used as a table too. Now if I run it, you'll see I got the same output, but since the table 1 is video detail, it is shown on the left hand side, otherwise the results are same. So now I hope you get the difference between inner join, left join and right join. Let's move on to the final join, which is the full join. So we had inner join which showed me the intersection of table 1 and table 2 values, left join which showed me the values in the table 1 which were even not in table 2. Then we had similarly right join. But what if we want to show all the values regardless of if the values are there in the table 1 or table 2? So that's the full join command that we can use. So for that we can say, okay, I can just copy this from the other command. So I can just copy it here, and instead of writing right join I can use full join and the statement. But if I run it, you'll see there is an error. Why? Because MySQL doesn't support this full join keyword. So we had to simulate this condition using the left join and right join commands only in MySQL. So for that, what we can do is we'll run left join on this. Okay, I'll again change the order just to not get confused. So this was the order that we have kept from the beginning. So I have the left join command which shows me all the values even if those are not there in the right table. Similarly, I have the right join command. Okay, which shows me all the values even if they are not there in the left table. Okay, but to simulate full join you just had to add one simple keyword, which is the union of those. So I'll take union of left join and right join, which is a fundamental concept that you have also heard if you have read about Venn diagrams as well in probabilities and statistics. So if I run this now, you see I have all the values even if those are not there in the right table or in the left table. So that is the use of full join command that you can have. Okay, so these were the major commands that we needed to learn. Now there is one more thing about using those commands that I want to show you. So you can use the expressions as well inside your select query. So I'll show you. This is the basic query that I'll run. You can see we have printed all the columns, but I want to see not the likes as the numbers itself, but I want to see these numbers in the 1000 decimal number. So let's say if you have a 3000 likes, I want to show it as 3k likes and not as 3000 likes. So for that, I'll first print the title of the video and the likes that I want to see. So here you can see I have the likes for each of the video, but if I want to show it in thousands of numbers, so I know that I have to divide it by 1000 and I can make it a new column. So I have used a mathematical expression in my column itself. So what it has done is it has divided all the numbers by 1000 And now I can see, okay, these videos have got 6000k likes and not the bigger numbers. So that is how we can use expressions and mathematical operations for values inside the columns. Next thing, I don't want the column name to be likes by 100. That doesn't look cool. So I can use this ALIAS function, which is the S function, which I think I have already used before as well. So what it can be used for is it can be used to change the name of the column. So I want to select likes by 100 as, okay, what's the name that I want to give it? So I can use likes in K. Okay, and I have to put it in inverted commas. And now if I run, you can see the new column name has been changed to likes in K. So that is one of the uses for this AS command, and you can have other uses of it as well. Let's say you have you don't want to type in this whole table name every time you write the query. Okay, so let's say I have this write join command. Okay, and I have this table YouTube videos. I can again use this keyword and give it a name of T1 and use this keyword and give it a name of T2. So that is my table 1, that is my table 2. Now I don't have to write this whole long table name every time. I can just say T1.id and T2.video id, and now if I run it, you can see it will give me the same results. But what we have changed here is we have just disguised the name of the table under the name T1 and T2. So these are some small additional things that you should know that makes your life simpler in handling the data where you have very large information or large names that can confuse you in certain situations. Okay, so in the next part of the video we would be covering subqueries in SQL, and you will see how these subqueries can enhance the flexibility and power of the SQL commands to a different level. So please subscribe to this channel and hit that like button if you found this video helpful. And thank you for watching. See you in the next part of the video.